fresh revelations out of the Pegasus scandal. Now this time emerging again in a report by The Wire about how hours after the midnight coup, CBI chief's phone had entered into the surveillance zone. Now the leaked list contains numbers of Alok Verma, his family, that of Rakesh Asthana as well, against whom the CBI had filed a case, if you'll remember, and that entire fiasco had triggered alarm bells at the highest levels. But were their phones infected at that point with Pegasus? This is what the latest report by The Wire is suggesting. Let's go across to my colleague Arvind Gunasekar joining us. Arvind, take us through the highlights of this revelation.
Sonal, a new report has come out from The Wire, which is part of the international collaboration that is doing the Pegasus project, a series of stories, and this particular story is relating to the CBI, where the story states that hours after the then CBI Director Alok Verma was removed as the CBI chief, his number, also his family numbers were entered into the surveillance zone. That's what this particular story is revealing. This story says on October 23, 2018, when Alok Verma was ousted as the CBI chief, his number, his 3 mobile numbers, also his wife, also his daughter, and also his son-in-law, all their numbers were entered into the surveillance zone. That's what this particular story is telling about. Out of the 10 numbers the entire family had, all these 10 phones were sent to Amnesty International for forensic examination, and it shows that at least 8 phones were compromised to the Pegasus through the Pegasus spyware, and 2 phones were potential targets. So that's a revelation, a part of the story. Along with Alok Verma, the story also states that Rakesh Asthana, who was the deputy, who was the special director in CBI, his number was also added to the surveillance zone. Also, A.K. Sharma, who was the joint director policy, which is one of the most sensitive posts in the entire CBI, his number was also added to this particular list that the story states. So, if you could remember, Alok Verma and Rakesh Asthana had an ugly public fight that led to ouster of both Alok Verma and also Asthana. Even A.K. Sharma, who was the then joint director of policy in CBI, he was also removed from that particular sensitive post. But this particular story states that all these 3 senior officials of CBI, their numbers were included in the surveillance zone, and then the forensic examination of at least 10 mobile phones were conducted by Amnesty International, all linked to Alok Verma and his family members. At least 8 of these phones had a spyware Pegasus. So this is a very interesting story that has come out now. We did try to reach out to Alok Verma, but Alok Verma has not responded to our messages or calls. We are trying for a reaction on this. Sonal?
Arvind Gunasekar, we're also getting reports that the phones of Anil Ambani were also on that list. What more do we know on this front?
Yeah, a series of stories being done by Wire, which is part of the international collaboration. The first story today they revealed was something relating to the CBI, and the second story is relating to the businessman. This particular story is just coming out. We have to get more information on this particular story. But the Wire report says that not just the politicians, not just the journalists, not just the social activists, and also the bureaucrats. The story also says that several high-profile businessmen were also under the surveillance zone through the Pegasus spyware, and that's the story that Wire has put out now. We are still awaiting more information on that particular story.
All right. Thanks, Arvind, for joining us for the very latest. For our viewers tuning in right now, what exactly does this latest revelation tell us? Well, it tells us that exactly at the midnight of around 23rd of October, when we saw the ouster of Alok Verma and a new CBI chief come in, it is exactly at that time, during that turnaround and a new head coming into CBI, that this story by The Wire indicates there was an Pegasus attack being done on the phones of Alok Verma and those around him as well. Now, all these details that are coming out are important, as it indicates about what exactly could have been the reason behind that as well. Let's go across to a panel now to get a sense of what exactly are we to read and how exactly are we to read this piece of information. M.K. Venu of The Wire is with us, Pawan Khera of the Congress Party, Deshwatam Nigam, political analyst as well, and we'll take the RSS and BJP point of view over here. He joins us as well. MK Venu, first question. So far in our the reports that had come out from the Wire, we had seen that you had taken, in order to authenticate that indeed this is not just a leaked list, but indeed there was a Pegasus attack and targeted attack. You had been able to access these phones, taken it to a lab, and then confirmed that indeed there was a Pegasus attack. Is that the case in Mr. Alok Verma's phone as well? Has that been sent for forensic analysis?
Sonal, no, that's. I'd like to correct you there. That's not the case. So far, the Wire reporter spoke to Alok Verma, and he has spoken to all the people. And of course, Anil Ambani, a questionnaire was sent, and there was no reply from there. All that has been confirmed is that Alok Verma's phone entered the timing of the entry into the database. It corresponds with the period during which the midnight coup happened, and Alok Verma, that big tussle between CBI number 1, number 2. So during that period, all that the story says that during that period, their numbers entered the list. So there is a correlation. If you look at the list, correlation between the timing of the entry into the database and then potential Pegasus attack. Now that part is to be confirmed, because Alok Verma did not. I don't think he could produce the phone that he'd used at that time. That's not the case. It has not been tested for infection. Yeah.
Right, but you're telling me that your reporters have managed to piece together the timing. I'm just trying to understand, how did they arrive at the timing of the attack then?
Timing of the attack, in the database, it gives you a rough time period when the name comes into the database. So what happens is, the assumption here, Sonal, is, and it's just an assumption. There is no evidence as of now. Assumption here is, whenever a person of interest his name is a number is indicated to the people who are operationalizing. So at that point, the name enters a database. That means this is a person of interest, right? After that, the activity starts, which is the Pegasus infection activity, which has to be proven.
Just to sum up what MK Venu is trying to say here, is that they've put in a context. The date is the context to why this attack could have happened. That's what the Wire story is at this point saying. Let me go to Pavan Khera here.
Like I'll tell you, in the case of, say, Rahul Gandhi, the period is June to 2018 to, say, June 2019, right? The period during which his name comes into the database, etc. And during that period, of course, we didn't have any. Rahul Gandhi stopped using the phones, and he changed his phones. So we don't have the phones in order to send them to the lab. So
I understand.
So it is. It's not easy to. We are stating this upfront. It is not easy to test all the phones, because many people are not carrying the phone that they used to, etc., etc. There are a lot of issues there.
Let me bring in Pavan Khera now. Pavan Khera, this timing is very interesting, and I just want to rewind a little to get a further context on this story. October 4th, which is just about 3 weeks before the termination of Mr. Verma, we had seen Prashant Bhushan, we'd seen Arun Shourie amongst others go and visit the CBI office, and they had presented the Rafale complaint as well. It was immediately after that, just to refresh the memory of our viewers, that this entire episode came in. Now, the analysis that the Wire has put in, what are your thoughts on that?
So it comes as yet another shocker. The heads of agencies like the CBI, is not a joke. You are using an Israeli company and its software to snoop on the outgoing head of the CBI and another senior officer of the CBI. What are you doing to the integrity of these institutions, because they deal with a lot of confidential information? So you are compromising all the confidential information which these individuals and agencies had access to with the help of an Israeli company, for God's sake. It's a foreign company, foreign software you're using to compromise the integrity of our institutions. So much for this Atmanirbhar, whatever Mr. Modi keeps talking about. This is an anti-national government. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. अपने देश की एजेंसीज के अधिकारियों की सूचनाएं विदेश की कंपनी और उसके सॉफ्टवेयर के माध्यम से आप स्नूप कर रहे थे, which means how many people would have access to the information in their mobile phones? The company which has this software. That's the worst part.
Pawan Khera, you're going by the assumption, and I'm just interrupting you here because you're going by the assumption here that the government is a client of NSO. The government is actually consuming Pegasus. There is no basis of that. I'm just trying to see here, and MK Venu, I know Deshratham Nigam is waiting, but MK Venu, what does this tell us? What is this story and the target in this case, which is the former CBI head here? What does this revelation tell us about who could be a potential client?
Well, that's for anybody to guess, you know. But here, you know, this story goes a step further. This story says that an unidentified Indian agency known to be a user of Pegasus spyware made a note of 3 telephone numbers registered in his name. So I think this story has also gone a step further and used some sources within the intelligence agencies to make this claim, you know. So.
Okay, Deshratham Nigam, your thoughts?
Sonal, let me come on to the facts rather than on political rhetoric. And the fact remains that we do not know whose list is this and from whose database it has come. So it appears it's a cooked up list, manufactured list, and all the names are not being released at the same time, but 2-3 names are being added every day when you have the entire 50,000 list with you. And the fact remains.
I'm sure, Mr. Deshratham Nigam. I know, but I just have to stop you here because we did see Meenakshi Lekhi also make a similar statement today that it's a fake list. The fact is, Amnesty International has come out with a very clear document today. They've made it very categorical that they stand by the story. MK Venu is sitting here standing by his story.
Let me answer that. Let me punch holes in their stories.
Let the BJP stand by its story. That's fine. Yeah.
No. I don't represent BJP, nor I represent the government, and these are my independent views. Now, this Amnesty has clearly set potential targets, which clearly establishes that snoop has not taken place. One. Secondly, they are talking about events of 2017 to 2019, event that has happened in the past. However, they say these are potential targets, using it in future tense. That is not possible.
Deshratham Nigam, come on. Let's not get caught in grammar here. Come on. I don't think that's what we mean at all. My question to you. Okay. Let me ask you a very pointed question. One second, gentlemen. Let me ask you a very pointed question. Why would? And I'm going by the assumption that this list is authentic by the fact that Amnesty stands by it. So many, it's a full consortium of media houses that are standing by this list. They've done their own analysis. They've authenticated. Some of these phones have actually gone back to the labs and they've come back. There have been people who know this entire spyware stuff and they've come out to say that, well, this is indeed Pegasus infected. So there are portions of these stories which have come true. Okay. Now my point to you is very simple. What does this story also, the targeting of Alok Verma, tell us about who is a possible client of NSO?
Let me tell you again one thing. The entire story which is being built up is on conjectures and surmises and no independent third-party verification. Amnesty says something. Amnesty has to grind a lot against India. They are suffering prosecution in India of money laundering and ED prosecution. So I am not going to give credibility, but I'll talk on merits. And therefore, once they say potential targets, they themselves admit no snooping has taken place. Please remember that. And they do not say from where they have got the list, from whose data servers. It could be a cooked up list. Please show me the original raw list, which can be put to technical inquiry and scrutiny.
Then why doesn't the government come out and say this in so many terms? Why haven't we heard the IT minister, even today in Parliament? I read his entire statement. He couldn't complete it on the floor of the House. He released it later. And much controversy happened about it, but that's a separate story. I read that, and he's still not saying that we are not associated. Government of India is not associated with NSO.
Let me answer that.
Why aren't you categorically saying it?
Let me answer that. Government of India should not say which software they are using, because it will be open to cyber attacks by everybody. So they will not name what software they are using, and they should not. They will be compromising national security the moment they say what kind of software they are using for surveillance, general surveillance, or whatever surveillance they are doing or not doing. Therefore, it's a very important thing. The moment you say what software you are using, you have become very vulnerable to the international hacking agencies.
Okay, let's get a response to that.
Sonal, I want to just say two things. Number one, Ravi Shankar Prasad and even the IT minister have said that there are 45 countries who are using this software. So they can say that the software is being used by other countries. So, I mean, what is this argument that no government can say what software they are using? It's a generalized software.
One second, let him finish. I'll come back to you. I'll give you time.
And let me answer to another point that Deshratan is raising. There was a legal communication from NSO, the company, to all the media companies, where they do not deny this existence of this list database. So you cannot call this database fake. For heaven's sake, even that Israeli journalist today confirmed it. The only thing that the Israeli journalist was contesting was how many of this database are meant for Pegasus infection and how many for other purposes. The company has
quick response from Pawan Khera, and then I'll go back to Deshratan Nigam for a closing comment. Yeah.
Sonal, we have a simple, straight question for this government. Did this government buy the Pegasus software or not? If it did not, then it's a larger question. How, under this government's watch, was some other government trying to snoop on our people, on Indian citizens? Number two, Deshratan Nigam, is Anil Ambani, is Alok Verma, is Asthana, are they terrorists? Because this is supposed to be a counter-terrorism method of, trying to defeat terrorism. Now, are they terrorists in the eyes of Mr. Modi? Our own bureaucrats, our own businessmen, our own activists, our own journalists, our own opposition leaders, they are all terrorists according to Mr. Modi. Jawab de dijiye 3-4 questions ka. We'll end the debate right now. Mr. Venu has no time to waste on this story. If you give us clear, straight answers. Pawan Khera has no time.
Deshratan Nigam, let him respond.
We don't have time to waste on these things.
Let me tell you, even if the Congress Prime Minister was there, they would not tell anybody that what software they are using.
We are not asking. Nobody is asking you कौन सा use कर रहे हो? क्या आपने ये खरीदा? ये पूछ रहे हैं आपसे. Don't change the question. Don't change my question. My question is simple. Did the government buy Pegasus or not? I'm not asking you कौन सा software use कर रहे हो.
You mean government of India has purchased it and kept it in refrigerator and not using it? That is what I say.
तो बाद में मालूम पड़ जाएगा ना 24 में कि कौन से.
Okay, I don't think this is going anywhere over here. But gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. I have to leave it there, and this is just like I said, the Wire is continuing to follow up on this entire list that has come out, and several more of these reports are expecting. We'll keep a very, very focused eye on all these stories coming in.